G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and we'll be continuing on with Cool Peak here, otherwise known as Seizan. Still have no clue how to pronounce it. I should look up Google speech and see if it actually tells me. But anyway, this is Train to Combine mode, which can be a little finicky. There is one step that can be a little frustrating. I'll try to show it without actually having to pause it, but we'll see how we go. So this is the left or right arm. Oh well, we'll tell for sure once we start getting things connected. Oop, you stay there for not right now. Alright, so we're going to shimmy this back across. We're going to flip up this and untab that. We can at this point, if you really want to, get the hand out, just pull all that out. So that tells me he's the right arm. There you go. That answered the question. We're going to fold that in and get this untabbed, which is tabbed in really well. There we go. And I can just fold back there, and I think there's actually a tab, yep, there to there, to sit in the side. Same on this side, fold that in, tab that down, fold that in. Alright, so this is where our hand's going to be, so this is where our shoulder is. So we're going to fold those in. Fold those in, and we're going to start by splitting all this, like so. And we basically need to get this turned around. So pop that out. I'm going to flip that up. I'm going to flip this out. And we're going to... I'm just thinking how this goes. I want to say we rotate. No, either way, we're going to have to use those. Oh, that's right. It's the knee joint. I keep thinking it's the hip joint, but it's actually the knee joint. So you're going to try and get that knee to bend, if you can, and if nothing else is in the way. Why aren't you? There we go. Get those turned as far as possible. This is going to come forward. Oh, I think we actually... Oh, no. That's right. I was going to say we need to put that way. We don't. Fold that out. Fold this up and slide that into here. Well, clip that in. That's going to be your combiner peg. So just straighten all that out. There is... You can flip... If you get that around the right way, you're going to spin and... Nope. You want it so the wheels are inside. So you might have to fiddle with that joint there. So that's going to fold back in like it was before, which something's in the way. Oh, that's what. That's right. You need to get the foot out. I know it's weird, but yes, you need to get the foot out. And no, this is not the piece I was talking about. There is. You can try pushing on the top to try and get some leeway. It is a bit tight, which in some ways is a good thing, but in some ways isn't. Alright, so lift that up, then put them back together, and that just sits on the top there. Now there is, I'm not quite sure how this works, because I don't usually use it, but there is a tab in here that somehow locks the foot in place. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I don't really think it's necessary, but at the same time, I suppose you can do it. I just not sure what it is, whether I haven't got his knee forward far enough or what. I'm not 100% sure. Seems to want to push in. Not sure if it pushes in or pushes out. Maybe there? Yeah, I think that's actually locked it somehow. I'm not sure. I've just sort of flipped that forward and hope for the best. So if that does anything, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll come back. Oh, finish this bit. That folds down there like so. And that is the combine point. So 1 second. So I did figure this piece out. You basically have to do it before you move the knee. You push through. And as long as the knee's pretty much flat, it comes through here and locks into here. So it actually goes through here and goes into here to keep the knee technically from moving. So there we go. So I've squeezed it together. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of this combiner port. Also, you have to force that as best you can to get that in place. But there we go. So there is part of him done. All right, now we're going to start, begging my pardon, from the bottom here. So what we've got to do, we'll compress those, we'll flip that up, and that's going to go, if I've got the wheels in the right way, just going to slide in here. It doesn't slide in very well. It needs to be a bit tighter. Relatively tight, but I think, honestly, I'd hit that with some thing. Also, I don't think my knees are quite straight enough. Anyway, we're going to rotate this way. So we have this over here. Honestly, I think my knees are not quite bent enough, but I don't think I can get them bent any further. So I think he's going to have a slight weird angle. Anyway, I might fix that up after. I'll have another look. But from what I can see, I don't think I've got anywhere left to go. So we're going to unhook this and bring this down. And we need to bring this down. And now we're about to get into the fiddly stuff that I was talking about before. I might have to just fold those in to give you a bit of clearance. We have got to get, and that's going to just sort of fold up on top. We've got to get this through there. So you're going to press that through all the way and fold over. We'll figure out which way we've got to go. It's an interesting locking system, but at the same time, I find it incredibly annoying. Because basically what happens is, when these are lined up, this folds sort of in the middle, like that. And that keeps it from being able to push back. The problem is trying to get the hand to do exactly that. So it's getting it in is easy. Locking the mechanism is where it's a pain in the butt. So I get all that through. And I think I've put it the wrong way. Whoop, I've folded down. That's my problem. Alright, I'll try again. So I'll see if I can. I think I was pushing it the wrong way through. No, you'd have to go that way. So basically just try and feed all that through. So you've got that. But now you've got to get this piece to bend. Oh, that one was the easiest ever. So you want like that. That was not easy on the other guy. When I first transformed him, it wasn't that easy. Alright, so then what we can do is we can bring all this back up and over. We can fiddle with those, get those back in place. They come over, like so, tab those back in. We bring these down to tab into the top. Then this comes back, sits in the same place, but now it has that little bit of a groove. And that's still looking wonky to me. But I don't think I get much out of his knees. Just give me a second. Okay, so I've got it straight, and it was not the knees. It was the hips. One of these hips wasn't straight. So there we go. And we can fiddle with the hand and put the hand that we want. We can rotate that. And of course, to make sure you have the right way, make sure you can find the elbow joint, which is somewhat softish, but locks at the back there. So there we go. So there is Cool Peak in his combined mode. He has articulated fingers. They feel either, I want to say they're die cast because they feel really metally. You got a joint here, and you got a flip joint, which I can't remember which figure it is. There's a figure I've got that has that, and I don't like it, but I can't remember which one it is. And of course, you have wrist rotation. I don't know why that has sort of a click at the end. You have your bicep rotation. You have additional bicep there, I suppose, if you want to call it that. It's only single jointed, so don't... Oh, yeah, because I think I'll snap it in half if I try any higher, so it only gets you that far. And of course, once we get him connected to Moonshine, we'll see how that works. So there we go. Of course, we do have the combined gun, but we'll leave that till after. And once again, we do have this piece, but I honestly think it connects into the back of Moonshine. So I've got to double check that before we start using that. So there we go. And just so you can have an idea of how big this is, there's Windblade. So it's basically the same. The hand gives you probably the same amount of length as the train does in train mode. It obviously gets shortened because of turning into the shoulder. But for the most part, it's pretty much roughly the same length. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Let me know how you think the next one's going to go. Spoilers, it's roughly the same. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.